So this is what page is this? 78?
Yeah.
And don't worry about this part here, but do the box down here. I'm just going to do one of these with you guys. This will be a pretty short video. So the information we need to answer these questions is all right here. And it says each year in the U.S., a person eats about 68 quarts of popcorn, 53 pounds of bread, 19 pounds of apples, 14 pounds of turkey. It's hard to imagine. I don't think I eat nearly that much of any of those things. But shh, thank you for the comments. Not interested? Thank you. All right. So now quarts is not by weight. Let me see if somebody knows what that is. Miss Hicks, any idea? Oh, she's not here. Miss Gordon, it's not by weight. What would that be? Any idea what that would be called? Instead of going through all the six, let me see a show of hands. Mr. McWilliams, what do you think?
Like measuring?
It's a measurement, but it's not by weight. Now, pounds, and pounds, that's all by weight. But this is a different kind of measurement. It's by what?
It's like
Shh, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Mr. McWilliams. 10 points. Say again?
each quart is like a cup of some, like a cup is
Right, but what do we call those kinds of measurements?
measuring cup.
No. Good try. Yes.
Isn't it like a half of a pint or a quarter of a pint?
No, you're not really understanding what I'm asking. Mr. Cowan, what do you think?
Isn't it something that like makes space?
Yeah, you're on the right track now. So something that makes space, when we measure that, it's by volume. By volume. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's say I had a big bowl. Okay? I had two big bowls, really large bowls. In fact, they're so big, they're just about as big as Mr. Sanad. Okay, so there's Mr. Sanad, there's his feet, there's his hands. Okay, there's his little curly hair. Okay, and there's his glasses. So there's Mr. Sanad, okay? And that's how big these bowls are. Now let's say if one of these, and I say bowls, maybe a tank, not like an army tank, but like a water tank. If one of them was full of popcorn, like this one of them was full of water, okay, which one do you think would weigh more? Mr. Sanad, what do you think? Oh, no. No, the water would weigh much more because it's more dense. Shh, it's more dense. We've been talking about density a little bit in science. So the popcorn would weigh a lot less, but the volume, if both tanks were full, would be the same. Now, I doubt anybody in here, and I held one once. I held a bar of gold.
Oh, did?
Yeah, it was about,
How heavy was it?
well, that's what we're going to talk about here. It was probably about that big, and it was maybe an inch thick and maybe 2.5, 3 inches wide. And and it was, I don't know how many pounds it was, but it was really heavy. And the reason why it was so heavy is because gold is a very dense metal. Okay? Estimate a bar of gold that size that I held. No, it was probably around close to 10 pounds, maybe. It was pretty darn heavy. So this was 30 years ago when I held this. So, anyways, all the way back to this quarts of popcorn. We're talking about volume, and these are weight. So, anyways, let's go back to one of these here. And I'll show you guys how to figure these out, although I think some of you could probably do it on your own. So let's look at, let me pull a stick here. Mr. Paulson, which one should I do? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Well, let's do 18, 19, or 20. Which one of those? Okay, 19. Sounds very good. You took too long. So 19. 19 says, how many years years would it take for a person in the United States to eat 1,120 pounds of turkey? Well, so Mr. Paulson, how many pounds of turkey do they eat in 1 year?
1,120.
No.
Oh,
For 10 points, CM, how many pounds of turkey does a person eat in 1 year?
14 pounds.
14 pounds in 1 year. So CM, I'm going to stay with you for a moment here. They eat 14 pounds in 1 year. How many pounds of turkey would somebody eat in 2 years?
That'll be 28.
28, that's right. So we just double it. And in 3 years, it'd be times 3. In 4 years, it'd be times 4. So, so we don't know how many times how many years it would take, but here's how we would figure it out. We need to take 1,120 and divide that by, what do you think? 14. That's how you would determine how many years it would take. So let's do that. So Sam, you can put up 10 points. Mr. Wooldridge, is 14 going to 1?
No.
14 going to 11?
No.
14 going to 112?
Yes.
Yeah, how many times? What do you think?
About.
Take a guess.
Say 8 times. Yes.
8? You think so? Okay, so 14 times 8. Okay. So 8 times 4 is what? 30 what?
32.
32. So I'm going to put 2, carry the 3. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 more, plus 3 more is 11. So there's 112 evenly. 1, 1, 2. That was nice. So I'm going to put the 8 right there. 0 left over. We got to account for the other 0. Does 14 go 0? It does not. So the answer for number 19
Yes, I got it right.
is exactly 80. Now, I'm going to put down 80. Now, shh, listen. 80, but I would count that wrong. Miss Nye, for 10 points. Oh, Mr. Wooldridge, 10 points. Miss Nye, why? I'd mark that wrong. Why? Nope. Mr. Buckman, 15 points.
Put years at the end.
Have to put years.
Yeah.
You have to label these. Make sure you label all your answers.
I did label it though.
Good. Good. All right, so I want you guys to do, for homework tonight, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then do this little box over here.
22?
Yeah, do 22.
And 23? I'm on 22 right now.
Okay.